And I'm trying to process this, and at that point, a map appeared in front of me, and this was the map that you're talking about, the bigger map with the hour round. Because I tried to recognize a land, and I recognized Africa first, then Australia, because they are really a big pieces that you can quickly see. And I realized that a small part of this was our map. But then I realized that all this area around,
all of the other land masses beyond the poles, yes.
I don't know what are they.
Yeah.
And I remember in that moment that I thought, that's the round, that's our round, that's what Darius said. I said, that's true, that's true. But at that moment, I heard noise behind me, and I just turned around. And at the moment I turned around, there was a daytime already in my house, and I saw my husband speaking something, and I went to see what happens there, because I felt that he somehow, I don't know, not afraid, but panic. And I wanted to see what happened there. And I saw my body, and he's trying to wake me up. And he's saying my name, Eva, come back. And I realized he saw that I'm dead. And I just went and touched him. And I said to him, no, I'm not dead. Don't wake me up. Don't wake me up. And I remember he looked at me, and his eyes become like this. And I don't know what he saw, because I can't see myself. But I saw his expression. He was like, oh, what's going on?
Yes,
and then
yes. Hello, everyone. I have Ivanka with me. She's been working with the method for 4 months now, and she's going to share her testimonial, her experience so far. So welcome, Ivanka.
Hi, Darius.
Yeah. Yes.
A little nervous because English is not my native language, but I will do my best. Yeah. So the night when I had my first OB, I really felt that I will have OB, because, you know, the feeling inside me, I felt somehow excited, and I knew that something will happen. But because I didn't subscribe yet for the method, I was a little bit nervous, and I wanted to just go through the method and know how to do things, because I was afraid if I would be able to go back in my body. That was my biggest fear. But somehow I felt that I will go out this night. And honestly, I tried to do everything to avoid it. And I went to bed, and during the night, I felt, I don't know, during the night, I probably turned on my back. And during the night, I felt this acceleration in my body, like every single cell in my body start vibrating. And like when you're in a plane and you're ready to take off. I don't know, is
Yeah,
right.
yeah. The vibration of the shakes
The
everything.
the force that you feel when you're trying to take off, and I felt like this, like something accelerates inside me, and I remember that in that moment I thought, oh no, it's happening. I don't want to, because I don't have control. I don't know what to do, and I start at the first seconds I start to freak out. But then I said to myself, calm down, just let it go, just trust the process, and no fears, no fears, no fears. I try to be not afraid at that moment. And at some point, in the moment I just let it go, my body just, like the force was so strong, like I'm pulled out of my body, but like catapult. I don't know how to say it. Like, and
yeah, you end up, yes, like you getting forced out. It's a forceful exit. Yeah.
Exactly. And I felt on the floor.
Yes.
And then I get up and I didn't look at the body at all, because I knew that it's there and I was too close to it. And I know that if I look at it, everything will be over. And I knew somehow that I have to have this experience. I don't know why, but I have to have this experience. So I start, we are living in an open space and we have a vast space. So I try to go as far as I can, but not leaving the house, because I wasn't sure at that moment what will happen. And I remember that the room looked quite the same, but in different colors. Like everything around me vibrates in shade of blue, of like the colors are a little bit different, not exactly the same. And I remember I saw my 3 cats watching me, and they eyes glowing, but not like the animals' eyes normally in the dark glows. We know animals have a little bit different eyes in the dark, but
Yeah,
this,
they could see more of the light spectrum. So that's how animals sometimes could see you when you're out of your body. It's happened to me plenty of times. But yeah.
and their eyes are glowing. And at first I thought maybe some people will see them like demons, because they really look strange. But I knew that these are my cats, and I just go and cuddle them. And at that moment, something in front of me, like, these rotating doors when in the malls or in big buildings.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
I don't know how they call them, but I saw like frames going like this, rotating. And at that moment, I thought, I don't know what to do with this. They look like dark cards, or I don't know what was that. But
Okay, so you're seeing like sort of dark cards, just like did it almost look like a doorway? Each one of them were doorways?
yes, exactly, like
Yeah.
doorways, but rotate. They rotate.
In black,
I don't know.
black
Black,
inside.
black,
Yeah, those are
black.
the portal openings. So when you see black doorway frames or anything resembling black in like a manner like that, just walk right through it. Like have an intention to go somewhere, and once you walk through it, you get sucked right into wherever you're commanding to go. Like certain things that I've covered. Yeah.
But why there are so many and they rotate?
You're accessing the multidimensionality at that point. So there's many different spaces that you could access. Could be multiple doorways, multiple passageways, all based off your intention. So I don't know what your intention was going into this. So if you had an intention of wanting to see something, or could
I have
be,
no intentions.
yeah, okay.
and I was, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And in the moment, I thought, I don't know what to do with this, because I thought that they look like portals. They look like doors. But
yeah, they are portals.
they are dark, and I don't know where I will go when I have no idea what I want to see, what I want to experience. So I thought, I don't know what to do. And the moment I thought, I don't know what to do, I was immediately transferred in something that I think was a thought form or different dimension. I don't know, because I saw my house, my apartment, but daytime, and the colors were really bright, not like the natural colors, but somehow they vibrate the same way like my dark room vibrates, like I'm in something that is alive.
Yes.
Like colors are alive. So my kids were there, my husband were there, and at the first moment I thought that they will see me. So I tried to not touch them or just be like avoiding them. But I realized that they don't see me.
Yes.
And in the moment I realized that I'm in some space, I don't know, dimensional time.
I
And
was
in
just
the
going to say
moment,
that you're accessing time. I was going to say that you're potentially accessing time there, especially where you just go and then you're seeing certain events taking place. That's sort of how it happens. Potentialities.
okay,
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
that's my feeling right now, that I accessing time.
Mm.
So I try to explore a little bit more, but in the moment I try to leave the room, I was sucked back in my body, and I saw my daughter going to take a water, or I don't know if she wake up my body and I just go back to my body. But I remember one of my cats were next to me, and she's looking me straight to the eyes, and I swear, like when I saw them with these glowing eyes, I can feel what they thought, and I know that because they the interaction is
Telepathic.
with no words, but they say, "We see you, be calm. We see you, be calm," like they're assisting me. And when I wake up, of course, my daughter went to her room, and I'm watching the cat, and I feel her thoughts. She's saying, "Don't worry, the body is okay. You're okay." I just hear it in my head.
Yes. Yeah.
Was so strange. Was so strange. And may I share other experience?
Yeah. I just want to say this because I wanted to chime in, but I wanted you to finish. Next time when you do see the doors, okay,
Yeah.
any type of black portal, immediately start thinking and speaking out loud. Spoken word is very important. When you speak out loud and think, you're literally these dimensional space or portal access points will take you based off the frequency of your soul, based off what you're tuning that to open up into. So if you just walk, like when you walk in, when you have this again, just have the intention to access a record, a past life, see something, go to the universal records, go to your own soul records, or access, you could say, cathedrals, halls of Amente. That's how that works. You need to tune the doorway to where you want to go, and then it pulls you in. Like you walk in, but like you're getting pulled in. And the cats and
Right.
stuff, like animals see. That's why randomly you'll see animals looking, because they're. But once you're out of body, you could see them looking at you. It's totally, yeah. Give me 1 second though. Give me 1 second. I want you to move on to the next one.
Uh, the, uh, I will go through a short one and then the next one, because they are immediately one after another. So I had an experience. I want to share this because probably many people will have this as well. I had an experience when this one with buzzing sounds in my ears, but again, it's like an engine of a airplane. I don't know everything is related with airplanes with me, but I feel it that way. I start hearing that buzzing sound, and when I heard the sound, I thought that's the moment I have to try to go out. But probably it was too early, because when I felt the pull, like someone is trying to pull me back in my body, and I start walking, and the only thing I had in my mind is go to the window and grab the handle, because it was so hard, and I expected that at some point the body will give up, will let me stay. But I remember I took the handle of the window, but I felt that the body goes, this pull goes strong. And I remember turning back and said, help, but really help. I don't know who I asked to help me, because, when I'm out of body, I don't see beings, but I feel them. Yes. I feel presence. I feel presence, but I don't see them. Probably they don't show their face, or because they don't want to, I don't know, be afraid of them. Or,
yes.
Yeah, put me in a fear. Just to experience whatever I can. And I remember I'm turning, and after that, when I went back to my body, I thought, why I'm screaming help? I could wake up my people in the house, because at that point I just needed help, and I just screamed, help, help. Yeah. But nobody helped me, and my body just took me back. And
it's kind of interesting that you I always like hearing these, because it's just more you, who you are, thought process, nothing changes. Like you're acting the same way as if you were in physical life, but out of your body. So it's
exactly.
Yeah. But that's the magnetic pull that I was talking about, back to the body. Like you feel that when it's that strong. Yeah, you just do what you did. Like you just forcefully try to get as far away as you can. Otherwise, it's just the pull, the stronger the magnetic field will just rip you right back in. It's very strong when it happens. So yeah.
But you see, Darius, I think that somehow we have a connection with our body, and if there are some points when the body doesn't want to be out, you to be out. That's how I felt it. There are some points that, like, I'm not allowing you to be away from me right now. Something like this. I felt it, something like this. I know that if we have enough experience with going out and back, probably this will decrease. But somehow, like, the body has its own will. I don't know how to explain it, but we as a soul, we have our own will, and the body
it's more like okay, so it's not that the body doesn't necessarily want you to leave it, because you're the soul that's operating the body, but you're leaving it every single night anyways. But so that strong magnetic pull back to the physical body isn't necessarily, it's saying it doesn't have its own consciousness. It has its own, it's not necessarily, it's programmed for its own, like triggers and instincts, like adrenaline, stuff like that. Like it does have that. But what you're feeling is, once you shut down the body to the state of what you do, if it starts to, as you're coming out or prematurely coming out, as the body shutting down and you're exiting at that point, that's where the field's very strong because the body's not all the way properly shut down. And therefore you're going to get this massive pullback to the body very, very aggressively. You could disconnect. This is what you're saying. Like it feels like it wants it back because yes, it does, because the body is still in a state of not fully shut down. But once you get to that point, you'll find when you exit, then there'll still be a magnetic pull back, but it won't be as aggressively strong as what you're just sharing with me right now. Because that's where you got to grab onto things and pull yourself out of the door, and then you create the distance, and then bam, you're good. It's not necessarily something to go into fear about because you're not going to. You see what I mean? It's totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So probably I had to go to the door, not to the window, because
Closer.
because I can open the door and just make a bigger distance. Well, I can open the window as well, but there is the fear that you have to overcome, that you won't fall.
Yeah. So it's
right?
your instincts are kicking in. Like it's like, oh, I got to do something. So you're grabbing onto anything. That's why I said always remain calm, because the more excited you are in that state, no matter what it is, even when that magnetic field, when you're close, you're gonna get pulled back in. It's very important because you're temporarily the frequency. What's the best way to explain it? Your soul holds an electromagnetic field. Same with the body. When you're in it, your heart generates an electromagnetic field. So the reason why you want to be careful of getting too excited is because if your body's here, your soul's connected. When you exit, your body still has an electromagnetic field. So does your soul. Soul just happens to have a lot more larger electromagnetic field. So what happens when your soul is getting excited? It's transferring that type of electrical frequency back to the body to excite the cells. And this is where you get the body starting to come out of that deep shutdown, and then you get pulled back in. That's why it's very important to stay calm the whole time. Yeah. Okay. But so go ahead, keep on going. I was just trying to give you little pointers.
Thank you. And the next one was actually going out of my body, and I felt like I'm like you have a clothes on you, and when you up, they stay behind you. That's how I felt my body in this. In every time is different. Every time is different. I don't know why, but every time is different. And you more experience to feel the difference every time, because every time is different. The point of going out, the feeling, how you going out.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
That I'm not explaining very well, but
no. Yeah. I was going to ask you, try to get clarity, but I know what you're talking about. It's the first time you exit. It's like, it's the more times you exit the body, it's almost like you become, let me see if I could fill in the gaps for you. If this is what you're trying to say, the more times you come out, it's almost like, your body becomes more used to all the senses. As the first time it's all at once, and then you sort of just accustomed to it. It's like second nature.
Yeah. Because I think the first time they helped me, and the next time was me. So this one was like peeling something from yourself, and like take off the skin, like the snake, something like this. And when I wake up, I never looked back to the body. I know that people do it, but I never do it. I just decided to go and see outside the window, just to see what will happen. And when I looked through the window, I saw completely different world, not our world. I don't see the buildings. I don't see the roofs like I usually do. I saw a completely different world. It's kind of blue and purple and beautiful clouds. And the strange thing was that there were ships, but in the clouds.
No.
Something that is related somehow with our history. I don't know how. And while I'm watching this, because I felt like I'm in a Peter Pan movie or something like this, it was really magical and really beautiful. And the colors, again, like the colors speaking. I can't explain it. Like the color have different, like there is a sound behind the color. I can't explain it. Like a melody, but you don't you don't hear a melody. They are alive. These colors are alive, and I'm trying to process this, and at that point, a map appeared in front of me, and this was the map that you're talking about, the bigger map with the hour round, because I tried to recognize a land, and I recognize Africa first, then Australia, because they are really a big pieces that you can quickly see. And I realized that a small part of this was our map. But then I realized that all this area around,
all of the other land masses beyond the poles, yes.
I don't know what are they.
Yeah.
And I remember in that moment that I thought, that's the round, that's our round, that's what Darius said. I said, that's true, that's true. And I felt that I need more information, but at that moment I heard noise behind me, and I just turned around and I saw my husband speaking something, and I went to see what happens there, because I felt that he somehow, I don't know, not afraid, but panic. And I wanted to see what happened there. And I saw my body, and he's trying to wake me up. And he's saying my name, Eva, come back, come back. And I realized he thought that I'm dead. And I just went and touched him. And I said to him, no, I'm not dead. Don't wake me up. Don't wake me up. And I remember he looked at me. He looked at me, and his eyes become like this. And I don't know what he saw, because I can't see myself. But I saw his expression. He was like, oh, what's going on?
Yes,
And then
yes.
I was pulled back in my body. And when I wake up, because I thought I should told him, I should explain him everything. And the moment he wake up this morning, I said, honey, I have to tell you something. And I just said everything that happened to me at that moment, till that moment. And I told him, please don't call ambulance. Everything that you have in mind in these cases, I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't wake me up. But I think I saw again time or thought. I don't know. But I saw something.
You're accessing many things. You've accessed time. You've accessed thoughts with the cats. Telepathic communication. You you saw the map of this realm, like the beyond the poles, the other land masses. And the interesting,
absolutely true. I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah, it's the interesting thing about this too. Once you leave the body, okay, and if someone were to walk in the room as the soul is out of it, you the heart rate, the breath is going to be extremely low. I remember doing testing, okay, and essentially having someone walk in the room, and they thought a similar thing to what your husband thought. Oh, is he not? Because you're, like I said, this is a controlled process, nothing to be afraid of, because you're fully conscious, self-aware. The body's still there. You could interact. It's just when the soul leaves, you are dipping it down to a certain level where you could fully 100% be 100% conscious. This is why this is, you're 100% there. The seeing you, your husband seeing your soul body of a version of it or whatever he saw, is probably seeing
I
a
don't know what
silhouette. Yeah, because I remember doing similar things, trying to get people's attention, uh and I would come out of my body and I would start to poke someone's face on, and then they would wake up, and they would not necessarily see me, but I could see that they could see something because they were waking up from that dream state, or like from sleep, and they were viewing. I'm like, you could see me. I know you could see me. And so when you, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But you could see some, depending on the, I would say, what's the best way to put it? The bandwidth of where your soul is operating in. Like I've explained this in another testimonial. If the physical body, this realm that we're operating in, is only this bandwidth of frequency, and your soul is
okay.
this, now once
Yes.
you're out, your soul has access to, you could say, all things: thought forms, time, potentialities, accessing things, thought, all of it. So if you could take the soul and lower its, you could say, bandwidth to match, this is where you start to see cats are able to view and see what people call spirits, which is just the souls. You could, to a very, very limited degree, like, you open up a door could be unlocked. This is where you get, like, people have stories of, like, something falling off the kitchen table, because these beings and entities are always, they're still here, especially when you're calling for them, or spirit guides, etc. But I find that very interesting, that once you looked at him and he looked at you, he saw something.
He saw
That's
something
amazing.
because his
Yes.
reaction was that he's seeing something. I don't know what he saw, but I was really calm and I tried to explain him, and I talking to him. Even I know from my previous experience that they don't hear, they don't see. And I tried, because something inside me was aware that he will hear and he will see. And he was so, I don't, he, I felt a panic in him.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that's what the other things are too personal. That's why I told you that I prefer to stop at these three experiences. I had my, I don't know, mentor say it's same like you have your Uncle Bob. I have my grandpa, and he showed me some. This I can share. He said, "Pebble is your body." And the lake is the consciousness, and he dropped the pebble in the lake and a ripple starts, and he said, look at the ripple, it's small and gets bigger, and at some point it disappears. So that's expansion, and you expand into your consciousness. So when you expand extremely, you become the lake, because some people think that the consciousness is somehow limited, and it's not. There is no limit. There is
Yes.
no limit. It expands, and when he showed me this with the pebble, and when I saw and he said, you see, the small wave has the same value like the big wave. So there is no hierarchy. For example, And then many pebbles start to drop in the lake, and I saw these ripples and they overlap. And he said, you see, the smaller ripple has the same value like the biggest ripple. It's different expansion. But in order to become the big ripple, you have to be a small one first. So there is no difference if you are small or big. You just interact with the consciousness and you just expand, and that's the idea, expand. I call him grandfather, but he's not related with my family here, but he's part, because when we are out, we feel our family there. We are part of I don't know how to say it, our tribe, our community there, the beings that are related with us, but not necessarily in this life. They are not part of our family right now or before that.
Yeah, so someone that was here that has passed, yes?
Yes,
crossed over.
he was crossover long ago, and he's like my mentor. And now I know it, because when I was a kid, I thought that I have imaginary friend. And the voice that I hear and the thought that I have, because sometimes I'm trying to do something and I hear voice in my head, Eva, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm just, you're trying to do something and this voice in your head, oh, why are you doing? And sometimes I have visions, and because for me, Darius, the most important thing is that we have to be away from our fears.
Yeah.
And when I have visions, sometimes you start to fear. That's normal for the human being. And he's helping me to get out from that field, from the field of fear. Because sometimes when you see, for example, something bad happen, you start to think about the people who are involved in this, and you have to feel sad about them. And in this moment, sometimes he said, stop, focus on what you have to do. Yeah. So expand, love, different frequency, because you can't go and experience what they have to experience. You have to experience your own path. And sometimes I'm going, maybe because I'm a mother, maybe because I'm a woman, I'm going a little bit of experience the other feelings. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, like, no, I'm following. You're good. Yes, I understand. But I just think it's incredible that you have full on support with beings that that you've known from here that has passed, giving you information as well.
But something that I want to share as well, if possible, in the near future, because right now some people use the online contacts and friends that they never see, but they like them and they feel really comfortable in their company and they are okay, but this won't last too long and they will lose that support at some point. So we have to be strong inside us. We have to be okay to be just with that. And we have to go with everything that we have and collect during that time, all the knowledge, all the love, all the support, and just go through it without the support. Do you, is it clear? Because
you're good. You're good. Yes.
Self-empowered, exactly. And the OB helps a lot of this because you know already, because before that it's a belief. And when you already know it, it's not a belief anymore. It's a knowledge. You already know it. And you are in your power.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. And congratulations on everything that you've seen, access. It's fantastic.
Thank you for your time and thank you for your work. It's great. It's marvelous. And it's really brave.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you.